Good evening, Nick family. I'm your host, Stephanie of the Queen's Court. We meet here every Monday, 8:30 p.m., unless the Knicks have a game, which they do tonight. So we're here at 6:30. It's just an hour long. I got some great guests, so we're going to get right into it. I'm going to do a quick rundown of the games, and then I'm going to introduce our guests, and we're about to get into it. The Knicks won against Indiana. Burke started at point guard. Kimber's still out. Randle and Mitch were back. RJ went 19 points in the first quarter, 32 for the game. Randle 30 points, 16 rebounds. The Knicks only shot 21.4% from 3-point land, but we won the game 104-94. Then versus Boston at MSG, the Evan Fournier game. Knicks were down by as much as 25 points in that game, believe it or not, in the second quarter, actually. Fournier played great, 41 points, 10 3-pointers. RJ did not have a great game, but he was aggressive, right? He attacked the basket. He took the shots he was supposed to take. He didn't shoot well, but he shot the biggest shot of the night. That was the game winner. And the Knicks beat Boston. Then on to Boston. I was hoping for a little Fournier magic, but he actually did not play. He was out with a bruised hip. The Knicks got good looks. They just didn't convert. They shot only 36.7% from the field, and they didn't shoot well from the free throw line as well. I don't quite remember what it was. They scored 75 points. 75 points. And it just wasn't enough. RJ had 19 points. Knicks were up 10 at some point in the second quarter and still lost by 24 points. IQ was efficient, 7-11 shooting with no turnovers in 37 minutes with 4 assists. And the Knicks lost. So the Knicks finished this week 2-1. We are 19-21 on the season, 11th in the Eastern Conference, I believe. I am joined today, got some special guests. Tony from Knicks and Bruises, Josh, aka Uncle Fulio, from the Controversy, you know him well, and Jay Boogie is here with us tonight. If you have to know, right? You watched his videos, you've seen him on multiple NBA platforms, podcasts, and he is here on the Queen's Court for the first time. So let me let the fellas in. Hello, fellas. How are you?
What's up, Queen?
Peace, Queen.
Salute.
Peace, Queen.
Salute to the Queen, the Madam, the First Lady, the Lauryn Hill of the podcast. Is what an honor it is to be here with you. Before I go any further, please, can I have your autograph, please?
Jay Boogie, if it wasn't for you guys, there wouldn't even be a Queen's Court. I would be rocking by myself right now. So I appreciate all of you, and we'll get each other autographed the next time we meet.
There we go.
Definitely. And shout out to the great Tony Crow, man, and my youngest Uncle Fulio, man. And shout out to that worldwide chat, man, rocking that orange and brew, representing, this New York love base that we, love, appreciate so much, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat, the whole MBK network, Mr. Sims, I call him the Ron O'Neal, the AKA the Superfly, the podcasters, man. Let's go tonight, y'all.
Definitely. So let's start off, we only got an hour today, so and I got a few things actually I want to talk about. I'm interested in your opinion, but let's just start off briefly. Anything about the team or any individual player that stood out for you last week? Jay Boogie, we'll let you go first.
I like to start with the positive first, say Evan Fournier did something, that was like outstanding for us, but we all know about the Julius thing that happened, about, him going back and forth with the fan base and everything. That was the most majorest thing going on, throughout the week. It's New York City, Julius, you get love when you play good, how we are when things are going bad, and things that have not been looking up towards how we wanted and what we was predicting at the beginning of the season,
Mm-hmm.
So when you play good, you get the thumbs up. When you play down, you get the thumbs down, But when y'all give that man that, that bad love vibe and everything that when we give him, when he turned back around and throw it back when he playing good, because that happened in the first half pretty much. They start booing and we down 25 and all that. But when he started turning up and bullying that ball in the third quarter and getting his vibe and getting everything going on, and you started acting like you appreciate him, he gave you the thumbs down, you know what I'm saying? So it works both ways, you know, how I look at it, man. But besides that, you know, but let's let bygones be bygones, move forward, you know, and concentrate on, you know what I'm saying, that silverback gorilla. They're in the building tonight.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Anybody else?
You got it, Tone.
First off, all we need is Sim up here, and we got the MPK starting five right there. Sim running the point, and we golden right now. Yeah, shout out to the chat. Your Blackest Time. Yeah, Fournier definitely breakout performance. We sorely missed him. The next game against the Celtics, the second game of the back-to-back, you know, averaging 35 points against them. I wish we played the Celtics, you know, 10 more times this season or something, because it seems like he has their number. We got to figure out how to get him to give us some of that production moving forward against the rest of the league. They said 35 against the Celtics. You take that away, he's averaging 11 against the rest of the league. That that's a huge jump. We know he's capable. We need to see it.
Yeah.
Yes, Queen. For me, I mean, the team has been so inconsistent. I can't really point at one player or one, highlight player over the last 3 games, because it's really just been up and down for the most part, right? I mean, I guess I would say R.J. Barrett, because R.J. Barrett coming into that terrible game he had against the Celtics, he was doing really good, and then he had a terrible game, and then he hit the game-winning shot. Last 6 minutes of the game was great, right? So I can't really pinpoint one particular player, but I would say him, and I think he's taking some leaps, but I want to see that continue to improve and continue to get better and be more consistent throughout the season.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. For me, it was RJ Barrett. And that first game when he scored, I think it was 30 something points, that's when it started for me. Him and Julius had both of them scored in the 30s.
Right, the Pacers.
The next game against the Pacers, right? The next game against Indiana, he did not shoot well, but he still took 19 shots. So I feel like what I want to see from RJ is aggressiveness and efficiency. And he wasn't very efficient against that first game at Boston at MSG, but he was aggressive. He was taking those same shots he was taking in Indiana. They just weren't falling. And listen, that happens. Sometimes you hit them, sometimes you don't, but that aggressiveness has to be there. And he stayed engaged, because in order to hit a game winner, mentally, you had to still be in that game, even though your shots weren't falling. And I appreciate that about him. And in Boston, the second game in Boston, I want to say he was the leading scorer. He had 19 points. Again, did not shoot very efficiently, has not been shooting his free throws, that great either. But that aggressiveness. And so that's what makes me think, Sim said early in the week, he thinks something may have clicked in RJ. And again, the numbers aren't there, in terms of his efficiency, but I love the way he's approaching these last 3 games. And that's what I hope continues, because at some point the shot is going to fall. So I'm not gonna say he's turned the corner, but he's rounding the corner in my opinion, and it's looking good for me. So I was really impressed with just his approach to the game this week.
Yeah,
RJ. Go ahead, Tom.
I told Sim the same thing. I'm like, I don't know if he turned the corner, but he hit the corner. He's at the corner. So if all you gotta do is make a quick right, and you know what I mean, he might be there.
Yeah, I believe RJ was in that world famous movie, The Wizard of Oz, out there playing Michael as the Scarecrow. He got his heart. And one thing I say, and I share with a lot of people, I take heart a whole lot of times over skill sets. If you got heart, that means, you know what I'm saying, you're going to be there for me. You're going to fight for me. You're going to battle for me. You're going to go to war for me. And RJ is that type player, you know what I'm saying? The skill sets, he could develop all that. But as long as he got that heart, and like you were saying, Queen, continue on attacking that rack, putting that pressure on that
Right.
rack, everything else going
Right.
to follow suit. But he got to continue on, continue on doing that, stay with that consistency, you know what I'm saying? And don't let up off the gas. Even when his game is not on that night or that day or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Continue on, you know what I'm saying, putting that pressure on
Correct.
him. I like that about
Right.
RJ.
Yeah. So, Jay Boogie, I actually don't know your take
Mhm.
on RJ overall. Can you just give it to me briefly? What's your take on RJ?
Well, I do know a lot of pressures on RJ, a whole lot of pressure inside the New York life, the New York organization, the podcasts, the chat. A lot of pressures on RJ. But the fact is, during that draft, we was not looking for RJ. We was looking for Zion. You know what I'm saying? And being that RJ's here, a lot of pressure. He has to fill a lot of shoes. You know what I'm saying? He's coming along slow. You know what I'm saying? But he's coming, at his own pace. I'd rather for you to start off slow and finish off strong and fast more than anything. And you can see,
Right.
throughout year to year, some certain things are starting to develop. But like you said, the free throws, that's not excusable. Those things are falling off. I love RJ's game. I love his hard work and his effort, you know what I'm saying? But continue on grow, continue on developing your game. Work on the off season and all that, man. Keep on coming, man. We're gonna be behind you and support you, everything you're doing. But he just gotta finish critiquing his game, man. That's our baby boy right there. You know what I'm saying? I don't like keep using excuses. He was 19 that year, 21 year, he only 21. He's a grown
Right.
man. He getting paid millions of dollars. I need you to step your game up, RJ, all the way around.
No doubt about it. Anthony, I'm trying to keep the panel at 4, but if you can join us next week, that would be great. I've been actually trying to contact you. I'm not able to DM you. I can't get in contact with you. So I definitely want to have you on the show. If you could DM me or some sort of way, give me some way that I can contact you, um, so that you can join the show. Next Monday, I think we're going early as well because I think the Knicks have a Monday game, if I'm not mistaken. All
Yeah,
right,
AD,
so let's.
AD, I've been waiting for you, AD. You ain't running away from me for too long.
That's right. That's right. Um, anything else before I move on to the next segment?
No, we good.
No. All right. All right. Um, he's in the silent majority. Okay. All right. Obi, less minutes this week. I think, I'm not sure why, but I'm thinking that, Randle's first game back, he just really, really played well. And so Tibbs kept him in there. And then, I don't know, maybe trying to catch lightning in a bottle or whatever. Um, Randle has played a lot and Obi hasn't. I think over the last 3 games, he's only averaging 9.3 minutes. Less than a point a game, 2.3 rebounds, 14.3 field goal percentage. And in one of those games, he just didn't look right. I think it was one of the Boston games. Like, it's a small sample size. Don't get me wrong, small sample size. But I guess the question I have is, do you think he's losing some confidence? Or do you think it's just that he's just not getting enough minutes to really show? And the reason I say that is Obi was always the one, even in limited minutes, to have a positive impact on the game, even when he wasn't playing that well. And I haven't seen that as of late. And I'm wondering if the reduction in minutes is getting to him, or again, it's something else. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, Queen. I attribute the Obi thing really to the people that we've played against, right? I think Boston played a
Okay.
really tough defense against us. And I think for a guy like Obi, who really doesn't have that good of an offensive game, it's not as refined as it should be. I think, for a 23-year-old rookie or a second-year player, what have you. I think Boston, just to match up against Boston was going to be tough against him no matter what,
Okay.
right? Now, I do agree that Tibbs needs to give him some more minutes because I do think Julius Randle plays a little bit too many minutes. It shows on the floor when he's tired, throughout the game. So those minutes, I feel like, Tibbs needs to give Obi. But also, Tibbs need to utilize the small ball lineup a little bit more. I think for this offense, I think it can help the offense. We'll move the ball a little bit more. We'll get more possessions. I think our pace will be higher. And I just think we'll get easy baskets that way because we can take advantage of the defense. So I think the best way, like I've been saying since the beginning of the season, for Obi to get some time is that if Tibbs runs the small ball lineup out there, and I think overall that'll help the team as well.
Okay. All right. Anybody else with comments on any observations on Obi the past week?
I can just tell you, he needs to really refine that jump shot, man. Like his 3-point shot is, sometimes it doesn't hit anything. It's
Right.
like wide left, wide right. He just hitting the rim honestly would change things because it gives you that opportunity to even get a rebound and things of that nature. So that's one thing. I don't know if that's why his minutes have been reduced or not, but I know that could keep him on the floor if he starts hitting them.
Okay. All right. Jay Boogie, any observations or haven't really noticed much change this past week?
I like to see Obi do better, but he's caught in a tough situation. You know what I'm saying? From the day when we drafted him, we all know why we drafted him. We was looking for Julius coming off that bad year. We was going to do something, but then when Julius took off, it became much difficult. But then you had another off season, Obi. You got to know how to work on your game. People got to know what things they need to develop far as in a basketball game and realize where they're weak at. You know, he has no handle. He has no really facing the basket, no on post moves. He's just out there running using athleticism. Now, he the opposite of RJ. I like to see him use some skill set because his motor is always running. You know what I'm saying? He's always on the fly. But I need Obi to, to learn and develop his game in other ways so he won't be exposed. So that way, like you said, so he can get more playing time. He's only a sub right now for Julius right now. So if he don't have small forward skills or big man skills, it's hard and more difficult for him to get on this floor. So that's supposed to tell you need to go, round your game up in all phases. So when your number's called or your number can get called from other positions, you can be ready and then go and attack that position, with all the athleticism that you have, man, so he just got to critique his game, get his game. Everybody got to get their game up to par, man, for real. One person I say that has, gotten his game better is IQ. He adjusted his game. We thought, that as far as the referee calls and switching up was going to, hinder his game a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That's been no problem for him. You know what I'm saying? So I like what IQ's been developing, doing, far as the off season and bringing it onto the floor, doing what he's doing. And over the last couple of games, he's showing great leadership. You know what I'm saying? Like he's coming along, man. I like that about IQ, man, for real.
Shooter's gonna
Yeah,
shoot.
that's a perfect segue. But first I just want to say, what do you guys what do you think of the argument? And I hear this a lot that, one player is blocking another player from developing, or the coach said something and that messed with someone's confidence. And of course, they're not performing. What do you think about, somebody else or a coach either doing or saying something that either stunts your development or hurts your play?
I'll attack this one first, and I have a very, very simple answer. For the Knicks, it's not true. It's just frankly not true. We've seen Obi Toppin develop from year 1 to year 2. There's a lot of things Obi Toppin has improved on, right? Now I get it. He's not playing the amount of minutes that you want him to see as fans, but Obi Toppin has improved, right? His confidence is much better, right? Defensively, he's much better than when he was in his first season, because last year he had no clue. Right, this year he at least knows how to pick up his assignments. Right, he's getting better in that aspect. That aspect of it. You see him refine his offensive game just a little bit more. Right, he can do a little bit more. When he has the ball in his hands. Right, and he's displayed his passing ability this year. That's something that he really didn't display that much last season. So he is improving, and a lot of these young guys are improving. Right. For the Knicks, that's not a problem. I don't think Tibbs or Randle or anybody else is stunting anyone else's growth. It's either you got it or you don't. And I think in the limited minutes that these young kids are playing, they're developing, they're doing the best they can with the minutes that they're getting. And it's not going to improve if you give them more minutes. We already went through this. We've seen it for the 3 games that Randle was out, and we had with all the protocols, it didn't improve, and everybody wanted to trade these young guys all of a sudden. So I don't agree with that at all, Steph. I think that's possible, but for the Knicks team, that doesn't apply.
I agree, Josh. Hit it right on the head.
Right on the head.
Yeah, we're these guys are playing and they're learning the right way. These guys have to show improve and take advantage of the opportunities that are given. I don't think there's a better way to learn than that, because now when opportunity arises and you perform, you know you could do it. You that becomes your trend. You play well in the minutes you get. So now when you get more minutes, that's already your mindset. I gotta play well in these minutes. You know what I mean? But when you have no accountability, when you have just free range to do whatever, how do you grow? I don't think you grow as much that way. I think you make more mistakes. You don't learn from your mistakes. You don't think about the mistakes after the game, because you still gonna have the same opportunity next time. So I like the way Tibbs runs the show. I think that's the best way to learn. Wait your turn, and when you get a turn, I have to produce.
Exactly.
Right.
To answer, real quick. I'm sorry. To answer someone in the chat real quick. Charles Dudley. He said, "What is Randle doing that Obi can't get in 15 minutes a game?" I can tell you one simple thing: rebound. Rebound the basketball. Julius Randle leads the team in rebounding right now. Leads the team in points, rebounding, and assists. Obi Toppin is not at that level where he can do that. Not to mention, Julius Randle can go get you a bucket. Obi Toppin can go get you a bucket yet. So please stop with the false comparisons and please.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I don't think there's any comparison. Maybe down the line, Obi develops his skill set.
Right.
Then we can start talking about. I don't think he's at that level right now, and I think we saw that even when Randle was playing. I think we saw that even in the minutes that he was given. I never thought that if he got more minutes that he would just blossom, because you got to look at how they're getting their points. So. I mean, it's fine. But to the original question, I don't think anybody can stop anybody from doing anything. I just think the cream always rise to the top. I think coaches want to win. And if they see that you can help them win, they're gonna find a spot for you. They're gonna find minutes for you because you're forcing them to do that. And I just don't think Obi was at that level right now. And you could go back and forth between he needs to earn the minutes, and then the other side is saying, well, what do you expect him to show in 10, or 15 minutes? Let me tell you something. Obi, even in his limited amount of minutes, always did something positive. Always, 5 points, 4 rebounds, a steal in like 10 minutes. This last week, he just looked a little different. But to your point, Josh, it could be just Boston's defense and just the way they played him just wasn't going to allow him to make the impact that he usually makes. But to Jay Boogie's point, IQ looked decent, in his one start at point guard. I know there was many of us who felt, we didn't mind Burks being in the starting lineup, but maybe in the off guard and just kind of bring up, IQ to play the point. And he finally got the that opportunity. He had, I think it was 18 points, 11 for 17. He was very efficient and no turnovers. Only, some people point out, only 4 assists, but that's not his game. That's not his game. Do you think he looked good enough to continue starting him at the point guard until Kimber comes back? Or do you think he looked even good enough to keep him there when Kimber comes back? What's your thoughts on IQ and that point guard position going forward?
Am I going first this time?
Jay Boogie, what do you think? Oh, you want to go? Don't matter.
Go ahead, TC.
Get them likes up, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna say first thing first. Get them likes up, man. Appreciate it, man. Need them like buttons. Show some support and everything. You see the Queen in the building. You see Tony C in the building. You see my youngest uncle here in the building. You see I'm in the building. And plus the chats, y'all always in the building. You type in, you comment, hit the like buttons. Please do that for us.
108 in the chat, 32 likes.
Let's get them up.
I wish we could like your comments too.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, seriously. Um, yeah, I lost it. What was the question again? We talking
IQ.
About
IQ.
IQ
Yeah,
at the point.
IQ in the guard.
I think he should hold it down. While Kemba's out, but I think Kemba needs to resume that spot once he's back.
He comes back.
Especially we seen. Granted, he wasn't injured before, but we seen with the days off and the rest how he comes back fresh and what he can do. So I'm looking forward to that. But I will add this little tidbit: we need to monitor the minutes going forward for Kemba. No more back to backs. No more heavy minutes.
Right.
We really need we can't afford to not have them. So I'll say that.
Right. Yeah, especially without Rose. And I don't think we got even an update on Rose, right? So who knows? Jay Boogie, your thoughts on IQ at the point going forward?
You know, I like him there. Just me personally, I like him there. I look at everything that's going on. One thing that was missing from his game that I know he got it from D Rose was getting to the basket. You know what I'm saying? He would always stop. Remember last year he was shooting the floater from the free throw.
Yeah.
Now he's getting inside that 3 second, so you can see certain parts of his game just developing. Then last year he got a whole lot of experience when he came in and took them jobs from them guys, and he got playoff experience. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no need to keep holding that man back. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no need. He gets us into our offensive set quicker. You know what I'm saying? It's a better pace. He's better on ball defense. I don't know. Shout out to Hard Will. He always say that he got that from Deuce. You know what I'm saying? He's playing better on ball defense, but you need that tight pressure. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that can go both ways. I can play D and I can give it to you on offense. You know what I'm saying? To make you play some defense, just in case you lollygagging on your defensive effort. I like IQ, you know what I'm saying, going forward, going through, you know what I'm saying? It's time. That's one young guy that I know that we can just go ahead and match up with, with RJ. Somebody was talking about other teams that got multiple young kids that's playing together. RJ and IQ, those are our two young boys that we know for a fact they're ready for all moments. You know what I'm saying? If they have a bad game, they still know how to dust it off and come back the next day and get ready for the next game.
Right. Would you start him at point guard even when Kemba comes back?
Yeah, I'm done with Kemba. Because to me,
okay.
the wrong reason. You brought him in for the wrong reason. We got too many type relationships going on, within our organization. We tried that with Fizz. It didn't work. That's why he got fired. You came over here with all that money and you ain't bring nobody with you. Time for you to go. You know what I'm saying? I believe that this Kimber thing was a relationship. I don't know if it was World Wide West or whatever, but we went and got him. That's why we didn't make no moves really for going to get point guards and all that. You know what I'm saying? And I believe when Kimber said he was going to come, I believe he the one that went and got Evan. You know what I'm saying? So they came together as a package. But I'm tired of relationships inside our office. We need them to go ahead and make, you know what I'm saying, basketball-minded moves from here on out. Not no relationship, not that's my man, you know what I'm saying? Not the what you can do for the organization. Because I didn't need Kimber to come up in here and put that brand new, you know what I'm saying, all black jersey on. For real, that should have went to Julius. I didn't need him to put that jersey on because it wasn't gonna promote that. Bad as we play, we gonna buy them jerseys anyway. So I didn't need nobody to promote them jerseys. But me, I'm done with Kimber, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate you. I love you from the city and everything. Hope you got your dream come true. But right now, I need that boy quickly go ahead and continue on handling that spot, man, because you're only going to hinder his growth, and he ready.
Wow.
Can I
yes,
respond?
Yes. Sure.
Well, I'm
you got Tony. You got Tony in his feelings, Jay Boogie. You got him.
No. It's always love. It's always love. It's always respect. But because I'm not even gonna defend Kemba in this instance. I'm gonna say the value that Quickly has in that second unit.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's too important to mess up. Like he's gonna be who he is regardless, whether he's starting or off the bench, right?
Mm-hmm.
we need that. We need his scoring off the bench. That's what makes us one of the best benches in the league. You know what I mean? That's what makes us able to still win a game when our starters aren't performing well. You know what I mean? So I think he's too valuable in that second unit. He's too valuable with a guy like I mean, we saw it earlier in the season, not so much as late, but he's more valuable for Obi, their relationship, you know, going back and forth. And then just to push back a little bit on the whole front office and the relationship thing, everything they've done has been based off of relationships, but they've done a lot of good things. You know, these are two, you know, Kemba, Fournier, those are two blemishes. You know what I mean? So I will agree with that. That's the way it looks right now. Those are two blemishes. But when you talk about guys that were new to these positions, like not even really their field, they have to rely on their relationships to move, you know, to maneuver in ways that they're not savvy enough to or experienced enough to do traditionally. So you got to give them a little bit of credit for some of the moves they've done that were good and they were based off of relationships. I mean, the Tibbs hire was a relationship thing more than anything else. He's a good coach, you know what I mean? But it was based off of their relationship more than I think his individual value as a coach.
This is what I'll say. I think it's okay if relationships are a part of it, but I think we're limiting our pool if it's just based on relationships and just based on you know, certain, you know, agencies, you know, player agencies and things of that sort. I'm not sure what the Noel re-signing, if that was, you know, related to, I'm not sure, but I just think that we need to broaden our pool. And then the other thing is, there was a lot of things that were supposed to happen because of these relationships that didn't happen, you know. So I don't know. I think I'm with Jay Boogie in the sense of let's just focus on
I'm not.
basketball reasons. And if the relationship is there extra, I'm good with it.
I mean that is 100% correct. But when you're not knowledgeable or have the experience, then you got to pull from what you know. I don't
But
think
he's
they're
not
not. I think it's lack of experience or lack of knowledge of certain
on whose
things
part?
that
Leon?
the front, yeah.
They got
I don't think. I
experienced
think
people in that front office. That's why they put it
they.
together. Leon Rose is probably the only one that doesn't have experience in the front office. Everybody else, they got the creme de creme when they went after that front office. Go ahead, Josh.
All right, so to first answer the IQ question about whether I want him as a starter when Kemba comes back, for me the answer is no. I think, and that's not knocking Emmanuel Quickly. I think Emmanuel Quickly has definitely made strides. I think he does deserve his opportunity to start, which I think he is getting that opportunity right now. And I think they just announced that he will be the starter for tonight's game. I think Kemba's still out, right? Emmanuel Quickly is getting his opportunity, but I just have not seen enough from Emmanuel Quickly or anybody else outside of Kemba Walker to tell me that Kemba Walker is not the best fit right now at the point guard position on the team. The team plays better offensively with Kemba Walker as a starting point guard. Period. I mean, we scored 75 points in the last game. 75 points. I
but
know
that
that's not
wasn't IQs.
I know it's not all on IQ, however, but I'm talking about production-wise. This team is better with Kemba Walker as a starting point guard. And I just have not seen enough from IQ or anybody else to tell me different. Now, do I think IQ has made strides? Absolutely. Do I think IQ can be our future point guard? Absolutely. But he won't be a facilitating type. Right, he'll be someone that's going to get his shot off, that's going to shoot, that's going to be able to start breaking the defense down, but it won't be a facilitating kind of point guard. And then when the team is not, getting over 25 assists per game, a lot of people are going to be like, well, we need to bring a real point guard in here. That's not who Emmanuel Quickly is. So I just think that, in time, Emmanuel Quickly will get his time. Ultimately, once Kemba is out of here, I do like Emmanuel Quickly as the future point guard for this team. Great facilitator or not, I really do like him there, but I just think as of right now for this current team, Kemba Walker is the best bet at the starting point guard position. To go by what Jay Boogie was saying as far as the relationships and all that, Leon Rose has experience. Just because you don't serve the role as president of basketball operations or general manager, his resume shows that he's qualified for that job, right? You know, you don't have to be in that position in another city in order to say that you're qualified. Like him being the agent and being around the game and front offices and making deals and stuff like that. All of that tells me that he is a person that has experience doing that kind of work, front office work, administrative work, right? Mm-hmm. So that's that part of it. I don't think the Knicks have all their players based off relationships. I think it's a part of it, but I do think that they made a concerted effort to try to improve the team and bring some talent in here. Evan Fournier is a talented guy, been around the league for a long time, 20-point per game scorer. So I think they thought they were getting something better with Fournier. Same with Kemba Walker. It just hasn't worked out. Now, I'm not going to say. Yeah, I'm not going to say that the front office is completely failed by it. You know what I'm saying? Because one, we're not even halfway through a season yet, and I know the team isn't doing as well as we want them to do. But I'm not going to call those two moves like not good moves. I still think they were good moves based on the type of players that they are and their contracts that can be moved later on. So I don't think that the front office didn't do their due diligence, and I still think that it's going to work out. And next season they're going to bring back Fournier. He's going to be here next season. Kemba Walker maybe not, but I still think this front office realizes and they think that they can win some games with Evan Fournier here. He won't be here long term, but I think in the short term he will be.
Okay. Yeah, that was a lot to break down. But I agree with you. And I've said it before. The Knicks aren't the first front office to make a trade or sign somebody in free agency, and it doesn't work out. Right. But I was not for the Kemba from the beginning. I just did not see it.
I'm with you, Queen. We the same.
Yeah, but he's here, and I think that if you limit his minutes, you don't play him on a back-to-back, he probably is. He is a better option than IQ at this point.
Right.
But I'm okay with IQ playing a point. I'm okay with having a shoot first point guard because that's just where the league is. Now, shoot first doesn't mean you don't pass. Right. Shoot first just means that your aggressiveness draws the defense to you, and then that opens up lanes and passes for you to then get other people involved, right? So shoot first doesn't mean shoot only. It just means you're going to shoot first. And then you're going to read the defense and you're going to get other people involved. Yeah,
you're describing Kemba as well.
That's exactly who Kemba is. Yeah,
yeah, and that's fine too. My issue, and when I'm thinking about the point guard for the Knicks, I don't care if you shoot first, but I need somebody that can defend the position. I need somebody who can get other people involved, even if it's off you shooting first. And I need somebody that can shoot the three with efficiency. And so the issue with Kemba for me is just the defense, the defense, and just the risk of injury. I just felt like I don't want to keep going over the same thing, but the Knicks is shopping in the dollar store when they don't need to. You don't need to take those types of risks when you have the assets that the Knicks have. That's what I don't understand. But I do want to get to, I know we've covered the Julius Randle thing ad nauseum. I'm just interested in, from you guys, do you think there will be continued friction between Randle and the fans, or do you think the apology put it to rest?
You said it perfectly on Knicks and Bruises earlier. Like, you got people that like him and people just that don't like him. And the fans that don't like him, like this, he opened the whole door for him to continue this behavior, to give it to you even worse. Mm-hmm. And so those people aren't gonna stop. They're gonna feed off it. They want to see if they can make him react again. You know what I mean? So the real fans, the true Knick fans, they knew it was water under the bridge before he even apologized. We was okay with what he did.
Right. Anybody else think that this is water under the bridge, or do you think tonight being back home, this is the first home game since that incident, I believe, that there's still going to be some carryover?
I think us as the fans, we need to let it go. That's what I think. Fans need to let it go. We need to show. We need to. I think we need to show. We need to show the world right now that even though we diehard fans, you know, outside of us New Yorkers, other people don't like us, and they point the fingers about how we do certain things. That the thing with Trey Young that was bad. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes us as fans, it's okay for us to let something go. We need to learn how to just let something go. Because trust and believe, it's other players that's looking from the outside, looking in right now, and that are saying, see, that's still another part of their organization why they ain't healing right. You know what I'm saying? So when we thought we making the leaps and making the jumps, you know what I'm saying, and changing, our culture and everything, that involves everybody. No matter how much of a diehard fan you are, no matter how bad the team might be playing, you know what I'm saying, you still gonna be a fan at the worst time. So why do we have to do certain things? You know what I'm saying? So, I just want to, see us love a little bit more. That's why I did the thumbs up, thumbs down. You know what I'm saying? Try, do something to bring everybody together, man. You know what I'm saying? Because last year you didn't feel like that. A lot of this, how you feel about this guy, it's not him personally. It's the season. So if it's the season, that means it's the team. But we're putting extra things on him because we're having a bad season. And it has nothing to do with him being a good or bad person. Julius is not a bad person. So, he just caught up in not knowing how to get out the web that he thought we all was out of as a basketball team. And we're right in the same spider web. He don't came home. You seen the movie. We caught right in the same spider web, you know what I'm saying, that we thought that we took years and years to get out of, you know what I'm saying? So, it's just the love, the hard not love of the city, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes, smile sometimes. It's okay, it's okay sometimes. That's, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Tony. I don't think there's going to be an end to it. Not for this game. I think there will be an end for it, but it hasn't ended yet. I expect that he's probably going to get booed the first few times he touches the ball. I don't know if they're going to have enough energy to go the entire game, but I wouldn't I wouldn't put it past them. But hopefully, Randle has moved on. Hopefully he's moved on, because I think that if he reacts to them, it just continues. It just continues to go. And there was an article in the Post today. Let me see what you guys think about this. Do you think Randall has to repair the relationship with New York? First of all, I don't even think, I think it's a small percentage of people who have issues with Julius Randle, but because they talk and they have so much energy, you hear about them more. So I'm not sure he has to repair. I don't even know what that means. Repair the relationship with New York. I think Randall needs to play better. Period.
yeah, I agree.
Queen. So
Yes.
for me, I don't think this is going away. I just don't.
Okay.
Because you win, the fans cheer you. You lose, the fans are gonna boo you. It's been this way with Knicks fans for years. I remember back when I was watching. I'm sorry, Tony, to bring this up, Knicks and Bruises, but I remember back in, what was it, 06, right? Fire Isaiah.
Right.
And what happened? The Knicks, they kept losing, and then the chants went from whispers to Fire Isaiah, and then it got real bad. They kept losing. Fire Isaiah, right? And Isaiah Thomas was out the door before you even know it, right? So Knicks fans don't forget, and they, are just, unforgivable. Like, they just don't forgive you, right? So you win, you quiet all that noise down. You lose, it's never going to stop, ever, in my opinion.
Lord knows if they start chatting out there, Trey, Julius Randle.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
I'm telling you. And guess what? James Dolan, I talk all the time about Dolan. He doesn't like hearing that in the building. Well, after they started the sell the team thing, after the little mini brawl broke out against Memphis with Alfred Payton shoved, what's his name? Steve Mills was fired like literally the next day. He was gone. Wow. All after that little thing that happened in the arena chanting. So This thing is not going away. The Knicks need to win games, get to the playoffs, show some a little bit of respect, and then I think it'll go away. But if not,
so you think
my
he's gonna
question
just get
is,
booed every game for the rest of the season? Wow.
until the Knicks win, if they win, it'll be a different story. And he's a part of that, it'll be different. But if not, that's not going anywhere. I don't think it's never going to go away.
I think it'll go away. I think it'll go away, and I don't think it'll be as crazy. I think it's really going to be a select few fans booing, because I think for the majority, I don't think they will boo. I don't even think it'll be one of those things where, you see 5 people doing it, so now 10 people want to do it. I don't even think it'll be like that. I think it'll be a select few people that boom. I don't think it'll be anything crazy, but I think with the chat and the Knicks fans abroad who've been expressing the dislike for him, I think they're gonna be like, their voice got a little bit louder.
You talking about tonight, or you talking about for the season?
I mean, for the season in general. Like, we in various chats, we see the people trade Randle. Randle sucks. You know what I mean? Those guys are gonna continue to do what they do.
Right.
But in the arena, I don't think it'll be as severe or as long, or like, I think for the most part they'll come to terms.
Even if
because even the booth. Go ahead, sorry. Go ahead, Tom.
No,
I mean,
even if the Knicks don't win, even if they struggle. And,
no, that's gonna trigger. We go down 15, they're gonna hear it. But I don't think all the boos were for him either. I think the boos were because we were losing. Period. Like especially that particular game. I don't think he was getting booed. I think the Knicks were getting booed. You know what I mean? Like,
but I think, didn't it happen though when they started to cheer
after one of his,
and then he was like,
after
one of his buckets,
yeah.
And then he was like, nah, I don't want.
Because
I ain't dealing with the fickle stuff.
Keep that same, keep that same energy.
Yo, keep that same. He went on a serious mission. He hit the tray. He got the N1. Then he got another bucket and another foul or something going on with a bucket or something. But when he made that last layup and it won't no foul, he was. And no, keep that same energy, yo. I don't want to hear that.
Right.
And he was beasting in that third quarter. He knocking people down. He knocked that boy Williams down and somebody else down on one. He was beasting. The Hulk was in the building in that third quarter, man. But yeah, man. I mean, it's okay, man.
I mean, whatever little energy he found, he needs to find that and bottle it up. And take a sip before every game, because that's the Randle we need, honestly.
Yeah, and if you heckling him as a fan, and he was going back and forth with you, give him some respect and some props. He didn't LeBron James you. He took what you said, you know what I'm saying, and then have you thrown out. You know what I'm saying? Some players would have had you thrown out the building. You know what I mean? He kept you thrown out the building. Yeah, he's standing
kick you right out.
Right. Right. And I think that this is almost two separate arguments. Like, some people saying they have a right to boo. I'm not arguing that. I think my argument is, when he pushed back, stop crying. Don't cry when he pushed back and talking about, we pay his salary. He should just take it and not say anything to us. And no. You want to boo? No doubt about it. Go ahead and boo. But when he pushed back, don't cry. Stop crying. And that includes the media as well.
And respect the fact that he pushed back while performing. He didn't continue to play bad and then push back and say, shut the F up. He's like, no, like, keep that same energy, or don't cheer for me now. You know what I mean? So respect that.
And he didn't take to Twitter later. He did it right then. Right? He didn't get no burner account. He didn't go to Twitter later.
He didn't do none of that. And
when they asked for clarification in the post game, he told you what it meant.
I'll make it crystal. Clear.
And guess,
I was under the mindset, like, I'm sorry, he should have sugarcoated the post game, but you know what I mean, like, because he could, everything would have been fine if he ain't elaborate on, you know what I mean, like, he could have made it about one particular fan. he could have made it about, you know what I mean? If somebody did say something, he could have been like, oh, well, he said blah, blah, blah. Nah, he was like, nope, shut the F up.
Nah, I
You know what
don't
I
even
mean?
want to
Like,
hear it, man. And I just want to, nip something else. All that controversy talking about is him and RJ having issues. You notice when RJ hit that bucket, he was the first one to grab him. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. They was happy together, man. So I mean, we be trying to twist too many things and narratives, about what's going on in our team and putting the wrong input on stuff, making up our own situation. What was that line Jada Kiss said? Something like I hate a person who ain't never seen them but always hear or say what happened. Something like that he had said back then. Guys be doing, you don't know what's going on. You just gonna say what you want to say and get something twisted and started, man. You started fighting like you in school. You touch me, I'm gonna go hit him. So at 3 o'clock y'all can fight. Y'all been Tone, you remember that?
And you know what? I saw that same camaraderie in the Indiana game when both of them scored 30. They was cheering each other on. So anyway, the Thrive Fantasy Player of the Week, and this one was close, but I'm gonna go with RJ Barrett. 21.3 points, 5.7 rebounds, 3.7 assists, 41.1% field goal percentage, 44.4% from the 3-point line, and we won't get into the free throws. They weren't that great. Go to thrivefantasy.com, use code NBK, and they will match your deposit 100% up to $100. And I know that for a fact because I did it myself, and my deposit doubled. So it is real.
Okay. So you treat this weekend, right? Remember, we got a date. Julio, what we doing? Atlanta now. Atlanta.
Oh, we're gonna talk off there. I got you. We're gonna talk
I'm gonna see if I can make it just real briefly, and you could just tie this into your last words. We play San Antonio tonight. We play Dallas Wednesday. Dallas, I believe, is on a 6-game winning streak. I think 7-3 over their last 10. They are top 5 defensive rating, so our hands will be full. But we are playing them at home, and then we play Atlanta Saturday. We're 2-0 against Atlanta. We meet them again Saturday. They're struggling. They're not playing well. But any last words? And in your last words, any thoughts on next week's games?
Queen's Court, Queen, I appreciate you. Salute. Jay Boogie, welcome to the panel, to the family. We appreciate you. Josh, keep doing your thing as well. Yo, Black, it's time. I said we would be 2-1. We was 2-1. I'm going 3-0. I'm gonna try to keep my streak alive. 3-0. Let's go.
Okay.
That's what's up. I just want to say appreciate you. Thank you for having me aboard on your show and everything. Thank you for, constantly making me feel like family, man. I love y'all. I love y'all to chat. Everybody worldwide, that orange and blue. Real quick, briefly, I need that everybody continue on staying healthy and safe. Practice that thing every day. Do not let up off the gas. It is still out there. It don't care who you are, no city, no state, where you from, what color, know nothing about you, man, at all. Please continue on staying healthy and safe. And especially if you got little kids that's not old enough to get them shots, make sure you're extra protective. So when you come home, they still are safe, on the inside. And I just want to give a special condolence. Oh man.
We can hear you.
Wow.
We can hear you.
We can hear you, Jay Boogie.
Okay, I went off somewhere. I wanted to give a special condolence to my man, Mr. Ron Cleveland, man. He lost his mom's last Thursday, you know what I'm saying? So if everybody can just, put up a little prayer sign or something, you know what I'm saying, for that man, because he's still a part of the network, the podcasting. That man just chose to move on and go, pass and preach his word. That's real big, you know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to let Mama Joyce know we love you and everything. Rest in heaven. And man, we here for you. And appreciate y'all having me on the show, the NBK family. God bless you all.
Yeah, definitely. Josh?
Yeah, I mean, not much to say after that. I think Jay Boogie hit it on the head. I think we're gonna go 3-0, and we'll keep you in our prayers, Ron Cleveland. We love you, man.
Yeah, definitely. My condolences to Ron Cleveland. Always was good to me. For losing your mom, I know what that's like. It takes a while to get right after that. So my condolences to you and your family. I appreciate you, Josh, Jay Boogie, Tony Crow. I know this started out, I wanted it to be female only, and we weren't able to do that. And you guys just stepped in whenever I asked. You guys came on and keep the show going. So I really do appreciate you. And as far as next week, I say 2-1. I think Dallas is going to be a tough game, especially if Kemba is not back to give us that extra offensive boost. So I say we go. You laughing? Offensive boost. I say we go. I say we go 2-1 this week, and I think that the fans are going to give Julius the business tonight. But I think after tonight, it's going to go back to regular, as long as Julius doesn't do anything to hype it up. Knicks family, thank you for joining us tonight on this special quick edition of the Queen's Court. I believe the Knicks play next week, Monday as well. So we'll do another hour right before the show. The game. Be easy, Knicks family.
Oh, Wednesday, the crossover.
Yes, Wednesday, the crossover. Me and Tone have our second show. That's going to be at 6:30. I look forward to seeing you guys there. We out.